If you've ever been woken up in the middle of the night by your toddler, you're not alone. In fact, 70% of parents report that their child's sleep regressions left them feeling stressed, exhausted, and unsure of what to do next. What's even more surprising? Sleep regressions are actually a good sign. They show that your toddler's brain is developing, but they can be a nightmare for parents. You might be wondering why your child, who used to sleep peacefully, now wakes up crying, refusing to go back to bed. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because toddlers go through a phase where their sleep patterns change dramatically, sometimes up to 4 times in the first 3 years of life. That means as a parent, you'll likely face multiple sleep disruptions during these early years. But here's the good news, you don't have to face this alone. In this video, we'll give you expert tips to understand and manage sleep regressions. You'll discover what causes them, how to spot the signs early, and most importantly, what strategies actually work to help your toddler, and you, get some sleep. So, if you're ready to learn how to handle those sleepless nights with confidence, keep watching. Chapter 1. The Toddler Sleep Myth. Why all kids sleep through the night is a lie. We've all heard the advice. Don't worry, your child will eventually sleep through the night. But here's the thing, sleeping through the night is not the norm for toddlers. In fact, 30–50% of toddlers experience sleep disruptions at some point, American Academy of Sleep Medicine. Sleep regression is perfectly normal in toddlers, but it doesn't feel normal when you're living through it. The idea that all kids sleep through the night is a myth that only adds to the pressure many parents feel. In reality, sleep disruptions are tied to big developmental milestones, like teething, language development, and increased independence. These changes can affect your child's sleep patterns in unpredictable ways. Think about it. When babies go through growth spurts, they wake up more frequently, sometimes because they're hungry, other times because their body is growing rapidly. Sleep regressions can happen when your toddler's body or brain is in overdrive. At 18 months, for example, toddlers often go through a period of separation anxiety. This is a huge reason why they might wake up at night looking for comfort. It's not just random, it's biological. But here's the truth, you're not failing as a parent if your child is up at 3 a.m. screaming. In fact, experts like Dr. Harvey Karp, the pediatrician behind the happiest baby on the block, suggest that sleep regression is actually a good sign. It shows your toddler's brain is developing, which is something to celebrate, not fear. This period of sleep regression, though tough, is temporary. Consistent routines are one of the best ways to help toddlers manage these regressions. A study by the University of Pittsburgh found that toddlers who have consistent bedtime routines experience fewer night awakenings. So, it's all about finding the rhythm that works for both you and your child. Chapter 2. Understanding the why, what causes toddler sleep regression. Understanding why sleep regressions happen can help parents feel more in control. It's not about doing something wrong, it's about what's going on inside their little bodies and minds. There are several key factors that can trigger sleep disruptions during this stage. First, let's talk about developmental milestones. Between the ages of 1 and 3, toddlers are constantly learning new skills, walking, talking, even potty training. As they develop these new abilities, their brains are more active, which can disrupt their sleep. Their excitement and stimulation from learning often spill over into bedtime, making it hard for them to settle down. Another common cause is teething. When toddlers are cutting teeth, especially molars, they experience discomfort that can wake them up at night. According to a study by the Journal of Pediatrics, over 80% of toddlers experience sleep disturbances during teething. If your toddler seems cranky or restless, it's probably more than just a bad mood, it could be their teeth coming in. The separation anxiety phase often hits at around 18 months. This is when toddlers become hyper-aware of being apart from their caregivers. They may wake up in the middle of the night, scared and wanting comfort. Experts recommend offering reassurance, like a gentle touch or soft words, but not picking them up too much. Finally, nightmares and night terrors are common at this age. A 2014 study found that 40% of children under 3 years old have night terrors, which are much more intense than bad dreams. They're often not remembered by the child the next morning but can leave parents feeling helpless. This phase can last anywhere from a few weeks to a few months. Chapter 3. The Secret to Toddler Bedtime. Creating a sleep sanctuary. Creating the perfect sleep environment is a game changer when it comes to helping toddlers get restful sleep. But what exactly does a sleep sanctuary look like? Start with the room temperature. A cool, comfortable room can promote better sleep. Experts recommend keeping the room between 65 degrees Fahrenheit and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius. Too hot or too cold can make it harder for your toddler to stay asleep through the night. Next, focus on lighting. Toddlers are sensitive to bright lights, especially when trying to wind down. Use dim, warm lighting in the evening, and avoid blue light from screens. According to a study published by the National Sleep Foundation, exposure to bright screens before bedtime can delay the release of melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep. Sound matters, too. Some toddlers sleep best with white noise, as it can drown out other sounds that might disturb their rest. Studies show that consistent white noise can help babies and toddlers sleep more soundly. It's a simple addition: try a sound machine or a fan to create a soothing atmosphere. But there's more to the sleep sanctuary than just physical space. It's important to create a consistent bedtime routine. A predictable routine can signal to your toddler that it's time to wind down. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends routines that include activities like a warm bath, reading a book, and cuddling. This not only helps calm your toddler but also triggers their body's internal sleep clock. Finally, avoid stimulating activities close to bedtime. According to Dr. Michael Bruce, a sleep specialist, active play or watching TV just before bed can lead to a second wind in toddlers, making it harder for them to fall asleep. Keeping the evening routine calm and predictable helps your toddler's brain and body ease into sleep mode. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more expert advice on handling toddler sleep issues. Chapter 4. Signs you're in the midst of a sleep regression, and how to spot it early. It's not always easy to tell if your toddler is going through a sleep regression, especially when life feels like a blur of sleepless nights. But there are signs to look for, and recognizing them early can make a big difference in how you manage the situation. First, pay attention to changes in your toddler's sleep patterns. If your child, who normally sleeps through the night, suddenly starts waking up at odd hours or is extra cranky during the day, it's a red flag. A study by the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that sleep disruptions often appear suddenly and tend to last anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. Another key sign of sleep regression is early morning wake-ups. If your toddler suddenly starts waking up earlier than usual, it may indicate they're struggling to stay asleep. The National Sleep Foundation recommends that toddlers between 1 and 3 years old should get 11–14 hours of sleep in a 24-hour period. If they're consistently getting less, it might be a sign of a regression. Changes in behavior are another indicator. When toddlers are in the midst of a regression, they can become more irritable and difficult to settle down. These emotional changes can stem from frustration or developmental leaps like language growth or newfound independence. Clinginess is another sign. If your toddler suddenly starts demanding more attention than usual or having trouble separating from you during the day, it's likely related to their sleep struggles. This is often connected to separation anxiety, a phase that commonly overlaps with sleep regressions. Spotting these signs early allows you to adjust your approach before the situation gets out of hand. The key is to remain consistent and patient. Keeping a sleep journal can also help you track patterns and identify triggers that might be contributing to the regression. The more information you have, the better equipped you'll be to address it. Chapter 5. From Chaos to Calm. Proven strategies to tackle bedtime struggles. Toddler bedtime can often feel like a battle, but with the right strategies, you can turn the chaos into calm. Consistency is your best friend when it comes to overcoming bedtime struggles. A study by the University of Pittsburgh found that toddlers who follow a consistent bedtime routine have better sleep outcomes, including fewer night wakings. Start by setting a fixed bedtime. While toddlers might push back at first, setting a specific time for bed each night helps their internal clock adjust. Aim to make bedtime the same every night, even on weekends. This helps reinforce the body's natural sleep rhythm. Next, incorporate a relaxing pre-bedtime routine. Instead of rushing through the bedtime process, create a series of calming activities that signal to your toddler that it's time to wind down. According to Dr. Mark Weisbluth, author of Healthy Sleep Habits, Happy Child, a relaxing bedtime routine can be just as important as the sleep environment itself. Consider a warm bath, a quiet story, or some cuddle time as part of your nightly ritual. Limit screen time before bed. The blue light emitted by phones and tablets can interfere with the production of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends turning off all screens at least 30 minutes before bedtime. Instead, read a book or listen to soft music together to help your toddler wind down. Another key strategy is creating a calming atmosphere in the room. Dim the lights and try using a nightlight with soft colors. According to a study by Pediatric Sleep Medicine, darker environments promote deeper sleep. You can also experiment with white noise to block out other sounds that might disrupt your toddler's sleep. If your toddler resists going to bed, avoid long, drawn-out conversations or struggles. Gentle reminders and staying calm are essential. Dr. Richard Ferber, author of Solve Your Child's Sleep Problems, recommends keeping interactions minimal and quiet. Let your toddler know that bedtime is a time for sleep, not a time for play. Chapter 6. Parenting Through the Night. Maintaining your sanity during sleep regression. It's no secret that sleep regression can be tough on parents. After weeks of interrupted nights, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and exhausted. But taking care of yourself is just as important as taking care of your toddler. Self-care is crucial. Research from the Journal of Family Psychology shows that when parents neglect their own well-being during challenging phases like sleep regression, they are more likely to experience stress and burnout. Make sure to carve out time for yourself during the day, even if it's just a few minutes of deep breathing or a short walk outside. Sharing the load with your partner or other family members can also help. Sleep regressions often require both parents to take turns during the night. If possible, alternate who responds to your toddler's cries. This ensures that both parents can get some rest, which is key to staying patient and calm. Another strategy for maintaining your sanity is setting realistic expectations. You may not get a full night's sleep for a while, and that's okay. Accepting that this phase will pass can help take the pressure off. In the meantime, focus on small victories, like when your toddler falls asleep a little faster or sleeps through one part of the night. These moments are progress. Support from other parents is also vital. Joining a parenting group or connecting with friends who've been through the same experience can help you feel less isolated. According to Dr. Laura Markham, author of Peaceful Parent, Happy Kids, discussing your frustrations and hearing others' experiences can make you feel understood and less stressed. It's also important to remember that your toddler's sleep regression isn't your fault. A lot of parents beat themselves up during this phase, but sleep disruptions are a normal part of development. Knowing this can help alleviate some of the guilt and pressure you may feel. In addition, napping when possible is another way to restore your energy. If your toddler naps during the day, take that opportunity to rest yourself. Even short periods of sleep can help you feel more refreshed and better equipped to handle the nighttime challenges. By prioritizing self-care, maintaining realistic expectations, and seeking support, you'll be better able to manage the stress that comes with sleep regression. Remember, this phase won't last forever. With a little patience, consistency, and self-compassion, you'll emerge stronger as a parent, and your toddler will eventually get back into a better sleep routine. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more strategies to tackle common parenting challenges.